guys, Gavin Gear here from UltimateReloader.com. I'll tell you what, I've been having a ton of fun shooting and reloading for the AK-47. I've got my NPAP M70 Gen 2 variant over here. It's a great shooter and I'm really having fun reloading for it, evaluating ammunition, and trying different things. Now, my last video, I showed performance 7.62x39mm ammunition reloading for the AK. I was using a 310 bullet from Hornady, really great results. But I thought to myself, now what if I could find a way to use those 30 cal 308 143 grain pull downs. Now I already had a video showing 308 Winchester reloading with these tracers. What if I could make it work for the AK-47? Now I did a little bit of research online and I found it's easier said than done because of things like case capacity. This 143 grain bullet is larger than a corresponding solid lead 143 grain bullet. Why? Because it's filled with phosphorus and the phosphorus is not nearly as dense. So what you run into is a case capacity challenge. I'll get into that in just a moment. So we're going to show the other side of reloading for the AK-47, reloading 308 bullets. Now we're not going for accuracy this time, this is more for fun. We'll get to accuracy with 308 later. Let me show you what I did to set this up. We'll do some loading and then we'll go and do some shooting. How about that? So let's go over the components that we're going to use to load these tracer rounds. In the performance 7.62x39 video, we used the CFE BLK powder, new powder from Hodgdon this year. It's got the copper fouling eraser. It's a ball powder, it meters great. We got a great standard deviation number, sticking with CFE BLK. Got the CCI BR2 primers. You can really use any large rifle primer for this application, non-magnum. I'm continuing to really like this 7.62x39 once fired brass from Capital Cartridge. It's affordable, it's plentiful, it has performed really well for me. This is where we're deviating a little bit. Last time we had the Hornady soft point, the spire-shaped bullet, 310 diameter. This is a 308 diameter, military pull-down, 143 grain bullet tracer. And as you're probably aware, the AK-47 and SKS for that matter, 7.62x39 is designed around a 310 bullet diameter. We can get away with it. For tracers, these are mostly for fun. For other serious shooting applications, you can have varied results with accuracy. We're going to find that out in yet another video. So this is what we're using, but what was a critical component in working out my load was dealing with case capacity and load data. Let me double click on that and show you up close what I'm talking about. So I've prepared some cutaway 7.62x39 cartridges here. I have one steel case and one brass case. Just to show kind of the difference there. Of course, all of my reloads are with the brass cases from Capital Cartridge. But this shows you what's happening on the inside. Here we have a factory Fiocchi cartridge. Here we have the 123 grain Hornady Spire Point bullet, which is a flat base, optimized for 7.62x39. Lots of case capacity available. With the 143 grain tracer, like I mentioned, it's got larger exterior dimensions, more volume, because the phosphorus is less dense compared with lead, plus it's a 143 grain bullet, which is heavier yet. On the far right here, we see the loaded cartridges. And as you can see here, we don't have a whole lot of case capacity to deal with, and with less case capacity, we have to be careful with pressures. So it took a bit of experimentation to get to the right load, but with CFE BLK, I came up with a load that worked really great, as you'll see, when we go shooting at the range. So I hope you found this useful, something to think about when you're selecting bullets for 7.62x39. So one thing we need to take care of when we're switching from 310 bullets to 308 bullets is to swap out the expander ball, which with lead dies, like I'm using here, is a part of the decapper rod assembly. So we're going to need a 3/4 inch wrench and 1/2 inch wrench. We're going to put the 3/4 inch wrench on the die body and then loosen the clamp bolt. Now I'm just going to crack it here, because if we continue to loosen this, the decapper rod's going to fall out. We can take it off the press and finish next. Now we can hold the die horizontal while finishing the process of loosening the clamp. Okay, when it feels loose, you're going to be able to withdraw the decapping rod. There's the expander ball, as we can see. Now we're going to switch over to the 308 unit, which should measure about 307 for spring back. Okay, 307, that's good. So we're going to just insert it into the mouth of the die, wiggle it a little bit until it protrudes through, get it flush. Then we're going to take our 3/4 inch wrench again on the die body, 1/2 inch wrench on the clamp, and tighten it down. Get it fairly tight, and then we can get that final snug on the press. So we'll just drop it in, give it our final snug down, and we're ready to roll. One other quick note, we had the factory crimp die in station number 5 for our Performance 7.62x39 loads video. I'm not using that in this particular video because the cannular in our bullet, as you saw from the cutout, rides way down below where the case mouth is. So we're going to crush cases if we try and use the factory crimp die, unless we backed it way off. I found that it feeds reliably without, so we're just going to use the Sizer deprimer, the factory powder measure on the Hornady Lock and Load AP, and the dead length cedar. It's going to give us good results. So here we are, up and going progressive loading. We've got things going on in all stations. Each time I'm going to insert a piece of brass into station number 1 and place a bullet at station number 4. It's that easy. It's remarkable how quick you can load rifle ammo on a progressive like this Hornady Lock and Load AP. Get into the groove. One thing you'll notice with these tracers, because there's a bunch of black gunk on the bullets here, I've noticed that there's kind of a crud ring around the case mouth. Totally harmless. It's just wiping all that crud off. And what I've been doing is just cleaning that off with a quick spin with the rag. Good to go. All right, with that, we can run the press down. Done. Well, if there's one thing for sure, it's that tracers never get old. I've got a magazine full of 10 of the tracers, the 308 tracers that we just loaded. Let's see how these babies are going to do. Very nice. All 10 of those lit, 100% functioning. Now that is fun. If you are going to shoot tracers, make sure that you check with your local forest department and law enforcement agency. There's no use in taking a risk and doing something illegal, and make sure that you use common sense. I was shooting in a very damp environment. The snow had just melted off. The ground was very wet. It's better to be safe than sorry. Having said that, these loads worked great. CFE BLK worked great. I've got more information, including the full load data, in the accompanying blog post. First link in the video description down below. And we got a lot more cool AK-47 content coming up. We're talking about rifle setups. We're talking about different loads of different types. We're going to test for accuracy, compare the AK to the SKS. I hope you're going to stick around. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Until next time, happy shooting. Happy reloading.